ready to go here for the Super Retro final. Herman's on the right, Cross on the left, lights out and we go racing. Good start from Herman's, better second phase though from John Cross in the light and nimble Lancia Stratos. He takes over the lead from Herman's down to the first corner. Then it is Jos Sturkins and Vince Bristow. And look at Sturkins there trying to get his elbows out in the mid part of the first corner. Not quite able to mount a serious attack on his compatriot as we come in towards the left-hander of turn 2. So a great start to this race then from John Cross. He's got a clear view of the track out in front of him, but you know that Ludo Hermans is going to try and find his way through in that Escort RS Cosworth if an opportunity presents itself. But I wonder if there might be a problem here for Ludo Hermans. Indeed there is. He's slowing on the exit of the right-hander, and I think that might be an early end to the Belgian driver's race. So that's a huge shame for Ludo Hermans in only his second appearance in the Five Nations British Rallycross Championship in 2022. As his race comes to a premature conclusion, that does mean though it elevates Jos Sturkins and Vince Bristow up to second and third respectively. And likewise, we haven't seen Jos Sturkins since the opening round of the championship back in May. So good to see him out in the Mark 1 Ford Escort. This is great news, meanwhile, for John Cross in the VW-powered Lancia Stratos as well, because of course he's got a clear track in front of him, and with that retirement from Ludo Hermans, it's just given him that bit of breathing space that he'll have been so relishing in this race. I say that, and not for long, because look at Jos Sturkins, he's absolutely on a charge as they run side by side down into the left-hander, and Jos Sturkins in the 54 Mark 1 Escort goes ahead. So great drive out of there. Whether John Cross missed a gear or something, I don't know, but either way, it does mean that the Mark 1 Escort, the Belgian driver on home soil here in Glosso, is now ahead and is trying to do everything he can to stretch out a gap to John Cross. So whether Cross is hitting some strife here, we wonder. We know that they have had some coming together, John Cross and Jos Sturkins, earlier on here today. So let's certainly hope that it's not a technical problem as a result of that earlier contact between those two drivers in this race weekend. So you can see here that Sturkins is again pulling out that advantage. So clearly something not quite right there for John Cross at the moment. And that is a brilliant gap that Jos Sturkins has been able to pull out so far in this race. Vince Bristow in his BMW 3 Series as well, the E36 machine, not quite able to mount an attack on the back of John Cross. So whether it's just superior pace here from Jos Sturkins as he's managed to get his Escort wound up, I don't know, but either way he is looking really calm and collected out in front as he goes through into the right-hander. Great display of driving here. There you can see the stricken Escort RS Cosworth of Ludo Hermans. He'll be so disappointed with that, making it through into the final, qualifying on the front row of the grid and having his race lasting but a few corners. Of course, in the Super Retro and indeed the Retro classes here at Glosso, we don't run the Joker laps. They run akin to the rules they would have had back in the days when these would have been the top spec cars in Rallycross. Now, of course, with the Retro and Super Retro, it's a great opportunity for drivers to showcase these cars and give the fans here at the circuit and you at home an opportunity to see what they would have been like racing back in the day. And you can see here John Cross coming under more pressure here from Vince Bristow as well. And the question here is, of course, is Bristow going to be able to find his way through on John Cross before this race reaches its conclusion? We're on the final lap and John Cross is coming under all sorts of pressure as Jos Sturkins comes across the line to take the win in the Super Retro final. And I think Cross in the Stratos is just going to hold off from Vince Bristow as they come to the line here at Glosso. What a great end to the Super Retro final.